majestic Appalachian Mountains. Its landscape provides the canvas for picturesque sunsets, some of the most beautiful in the country. Nestled in the corner of Northeast Tennessee is a place called Bristol, a city divided by a street, but united in its heritage. In 1998, Congress designated Bristol as the birthplace of country music. On any given weekend, music echoes through these hollers. But on some weekends, the music is silenced by roars of engines.
Racing in Thunder Valley.
Which brings us to another one of Bristol's crown jewels, Bristol Motor Speedway. People travel from across the nation to this holy grail of short tracks.
Now they're side by side for the lead. A little contact.
But last year, things changed.
Racing at the world's fastest half mile won't happen as planned.
Coronavirus.
The World Health Organization has declared it a pandemic.
Once COVID-19 restrictions loosened, the national spotlight illuminated Thunder Valley.
Boogity, boogity, boogity! Let's go racing for $1 million, boys!
For the first time, the NASCAR All-Star Race took place at the last great Coliseum. The world's fastest half mile hosted the largest live audience of any sporting event in the nation since the beginning of the pandemic. Shortly after that, Bristol Motor Speedway made another historic announcement, one that would shake up NASCAR.
The event will mark the first time in the modern era that NASCAR's Cup Series has competed on dirt.
The Speedway's Golden Oval and its revered high banks got an extreme makeover. This weekend, for the first time in more than 50 years, NASCAR Cup Series drivers will hit the dirt.
This is the hype. This is the talk of short track racing all across the country.
It's time to get dirty. This is Trackside at Bristol.
When NASCAR drivers get behind the wheel this weekend at Bristol Motor Speedway, do not expect the action to be like any given Sunday.
For drivers, cars will mostly be the same, but the track surface will be unfamiliar to many.
Forget about the legendary concrete at the world's fastest half mile. It's now dirt at Bristol, baby.
I'm Kenny Hawkins with Jesse Crawl and Michael Epps. And as you can see, things look a lot different at the Bristol Motor Speedway.
And you got to buckle up because it's about to get dirty at the last great Coliseum.
A massive track rebuild will give rise to NASCAR's first race on dirt in over 50 years. So what did it take to turn the Speedway from this to this? The process actually started in January. Here's a look at how it happened.
We just turned it into, the last dirt great Coliseum.
A 3-month transformation with a few bumps in the road.
We've not had the greatest of weather to work with since we started in January.
Steve Swift of Speedway Motorsports has led this assignment of bringing NASCAR's dirt racing roots to Bristol. They brought in 23,000 cubic yards of dirt.
If you took the football field and piled it up probably 15, 20 feet in the air, that would be the amount of dirt that's on the track.
The 19-degree banks are nearly 10 feet deep in dirt. The front and back stretches are about 1 to 2 feet deep. They started by laying 1 to 2 feet of sawdust all the way around to protect the asphalt track. Then the first layer, dirt that BMS kept from the old dirt track they laid 20 years ago. Next was some old dirt from Gentry Campground. And the top layer is brand new Tennessee red clay dug out right down the road in Bluff City.
It's moved earth that had never been moved before, and what we found out that's really good for racing, when you have new dirt.
The new natural dirt holds moisture better, so the racing surface hopefully won't dust as much during the races. But fans should know, if they're in one of the closer rows, their shirts are still getting dirty.
The entertainment the cars produce on dirt is well worth the dirt that you get in your shirt when you leave.
The big question, what happens to the dirt track if it rains?
Luckily, there's things that we can do with tillers and whatnot to help to artificially dry just a little bit, and then we can start using the packer cars to pack it back in, and then we can go racing. It may just take us a couple hours to get the track back to race ready.
Besides the obvious dirt on the track, fans are going to notice some differences to their normal Bristol Motor Speedway. If you look on the inside turns, they added a new interior wall because the old wall was swallowed up by dirt. And look over to the finish line. There's no finish line anymore. It's covered by dirt, so that's going to be a tricky thing for NASCAR officiating to handle. BMS added new timing loops to help with officiating the race. Jesse?
Another change drivers will come across at Bristol Motor Speedway is the size of the racing surface. On dirt, it's about 50 feet wide. On concrete, it's 40. Well, a lot of drivers don't have any experience on dirt, so that could pose some problems at Bristol Motor Speedway. But I did talk to a couple of drivers at a local track in Seymour, Tennessee, and they shared their secrets to success.
It's an adrenaline rush.
I grew up doing it.
The speed.
No matter the reason, it's easy to fall in love with dirt racing. Now winning, not as simple.
Everybody thinks that you just show up at the racetrack and you're good. Preparation's everything in this sport. Man, you know, people in the stands and stuff, they only see you on race day. They don't see what it takes throughout the week.
So how are Cup Series drivers gonna lock down a top 5 spot for a type of race that hasn't happened in 50 years?
Keeping their windshield clean, I guess.
Well, other than clear vision, some of these racers have seen success on the muddy material.
In a sense, it is kind of like riding a bike because they've got that experience. And the guys that are just asphalt guys, it's going to be different for them, but they're professional race car drivers.
There's so much speed up there at Bristol. I mean, I think, to be honest with you, I think the NASCAR guys will run better at Bristol than they would somewhere else.
Now, the last great Coliseum might be the world's fastest half mile, but it could quickly become the messiest as well.
From the time the green flag's dropped till the checker flag's flown, you're liable to have to change your driving style 3 and 4 times throughout the race.
That's not the only aspect that will be evolving, though. The Cup Series itself could transform from this one event.
NASCAR, it seems like it's dropped off a little bit, and you know, and it's sad to see that, but at the same time, this right here may give it that edge back that it needs.
I think it's a good thing for it. I hope to see a lot more of it here in the future.
So what all these drivers really want is for everyone to love the dirt, no matter the reason.
Not everyone is excited about NASCAR returning to where it started.
No, they don't need any more dirt track.
The King, Richard Petty, reveals why he's against reviving NASCAR's past. Coming up on Trackside at Bristol. Hey folks, welcome to live to the Bristol Motor Speedway Food City Suite, where we are about to give away some tickets provided by Food City. Standing with me is Kevin Stafford, VP of Marketing of Food City. First of all, are you guys, I mean, every time you turn around, you're a part of history. You were with this track with football, the All-Star, and now dirt on Sunday.
You know, yeah, you think back to, man, this football game. You were talking about that earlier, being the presenting sponsor for, obviously, the Battle at Bristol, and then All-Star race was here, and just to be able to be a part of that. Now, dirt race for the first time in 50 years. Yeah, it's pretty special to have such a great partnership with Bristol Motor Speedway and be able to bring history and obviously excitement to this region, this community, and to the race fans. So we're super excited about this weekend.
I'm sure you're being able to tell by some of the folks that have come into your stores. They're happy about this, right?
Yeah, they're really happy. They were happy last weekend with the Dirt Nationals being here, and then, of course, this weekend with the Cup Series, and we're excited what happens in April as well with the World of Outlaws. So a lot of excitement in Bristol, and it's great for our stores. It's great for this community. So, yeah, we're excited about it.
All right, Kevin, let's give away some of your tickets, okay? These tickets are going to be 4 sweet tickets to tomorrow's Pinty's truck race and 4 sweet tickets to Sunday's Food City Dirt Race. And they are going to, drum roll, man, I gotta get another band. Yeah, they are going to Todd Stevens of Gray. Congratulations to Todd Stevens of Gray. Reporting live from the Bristol Motor Speedway, I'm Kenny Hawkins.
Welcome to the big leagues, where our go-kart all-stars take personal shopping to the next level. They always bring their A game, so you get groceries carefully selected specifically for you. These are passionate professionals, ensuring every fruit and vegetable, every cut of meat is exactly the way you like it. This is plump. That is juicy. And this is lean. Order Go-Kart curbside pickup online for personal shopping at the highest level.
I promise you folks, this is just water coming from this still here at the Bristol Motor Speedway. One of the symbols celebrating NASCAR history with a renovated section at the track inside of Gate 6.
As you walk inside, you'll see photos of NASCAR's past hanging above stonework that encompasses the state of Tennessee.
And keep walking and you'll find the bars that will serve up any type of drink for you thirsty race fans out there.
Many NASCAR legends have been known as whiskey runners. Others just have racing in their blood, such as 7-time NASCAR champion Richard Petty, who offered his thoughts about NASCAR returning to the dirt. When moonshine fueled the growth of stock car racing back in the 40s, the only way they could find out who had the fastest car was either running from the cops or racing on the dirt tracks.
You know, when I first come along, they had Cotton Owens, Lee Petty, you know, people like that, Junior Johnson, Curtis Turner. I mean, them guys was dirt track racers. They never seen an asphalt track.
NASCAR legend Richard Petty won 30 races on dirt, and he's not too eager for the sport to return to its roots at the Bristol Motor Speedway.
You know, when I heard they was making a dirt track out of this, it teed me off. Because I won the last dirt track, and now I won't be the last dirt track winner. So that's taking that part away.
While he might have been joking, Petty, who now owns the number 43 team with driver Eric Jones behind the wheel, doesn't feel NASCAR should head down this road.
No, they don't need any more dirt track. But I think this being a kind of a deal that it's different, okay? And so like when we had the Roval at Charlotte, I mean, you know, they really had a good turnout because there's something different.
But times have changed, and so has racing on dirt.
When we run dirt, it was a dirt track that they run horses and stuff on at the fairground, and it had holes big enough to bury cars. So it's one of them deals where if you was lucky enough to be able to get around the hole, you could run fast. So, you know, just being able to figure out how to stick to a slick track, like trying to stick to a slick asphalt track, that's going to be tough. So I hope they put up some strong walls because they're going to use up some.
Richard Petty won his first career race on dirt, and he won NASCAR's final dirt race in September of 1970. Jesse?
And while the King may not agree with dirt coming back, plenty of drivers are excited for the Food City Dirt Race, and so are the fans.
I can't wait to see it. I'm counting down the time.
Hey, man, I'm ready for something new. That new is here.
And we're ready to sling some dirt at Bristol Motor Speedway.
It is the action track, baby, and I think it's going to be more action than it's seen in a long time with this dirt track.
Welcome to the big leagues, where our go-kart all-stars take personal shopping to the next level. They always bring their A game, so you get groceries carefully selected specifically for you. These are passionate professionals, ensuring every fruit and vegetable, every cut of meat is exactly the way you like it. This is plump. That is juicy. And this is lean. Order Go-Kart curbside pickup online for personal shopping at the highest level.
East Coast Wings and Grill has reopened and is safer than ever. We take great care to provide you with the best experience, the freshest food, most delicious food, and the safest environment for both you and our team. Come on in. We can't wait to see you at East Coast Wings and Grill.
Carrier asks, what does comfort mean to you? A cool breeze on a scorching day, a cozy corner on a cold night, or knowing every room of the house is as inviting as the next. Comfort means more than just the temperature, and the people who invented modern air conditioning keep inventing new ways to make you comfortable, like cool cash rebates of up to $1,650. Carrier, turn to the experts.
Carrier, turn to the experts for all your heating and cooling needs. Top Hat Heating and Cooling, Johnson City.
At East Coast Wings and Grill, we've adapted to safely serve you during these times. Amazing food and drinks, plus you can enjoy a family-friendly experience and watch your favorite team, driver, or event modified for the safety of all. We can't wait to see you at East Coast Wings and Grill.
This year marks the 60th anniversary of Bristol Motor Speedway. To kick off the celebration, the track is taking drivers and fans back to the early days of NASCAR with dirt track racing. Thunder Valley's concrete surface is now buried under 2,300 truckloads of dirt, and many drivers are excited to kick up some dust. Dirt racing veterans cannot wait to return to NASCAR's roots.
This isn't new to NASCAR. This is back to where we came from. Can't wait to get there. Bet your butt I'm going to be there early. Be watching all this racing going on.
For some drivers, racing on the dirt at Bristol Motor Speedway will be a learning process.
I'm not a dirt driver. I never rode dirt in my life.
The only thing I ran on dirt was go-karts back in the day, and then I ran a few late model races, probably 10 years ago.
I'm excited. I am excited. I'm definitely thankful that I'm already in the playoffs.
Whether they have raced on dirt or not, the drivers we spoke with told us they are excited to hit the dirt at Bristol. They predict a great fan experience.
I think there'll be plenty of action.
Only at Bristol.
Unbelievable. There's going to be some carnage.
Trouble down the back straightaway. Jimmy Johnson gets into Ricky Stenhouse Jr.
There's going to be some sparks for beating and banging.
Heavy contact on the front of the 47.
But show me a dirt race that's never had that.
It's going to be a show.
Bristol, baby!
And but we also know that it's a little bit out of our element, and it could be a little messy.
When the race gets going on Sunday and the drivers take the wheel, the event will be broken up into 3 stages for a total of 250 laps. The first and second stage will be 75, while the final will be 100. NASCAR driver Ryan Newman is no stranger to dirt. He was winning dirt track races at the age of 5, and he told us he can't wait to kick up the dust at Bristol.
I was ecstatic. I think that there's a place in our schedule. There's a place in the general fans' heart for dirt racing.
2012 NASCAR Cup champ Brad Keselowski recently added dirt track racing to his resume in hopes of getting valuable experience before getting dirty at Bristol.
Well, where I grew up, there was an old saying that dirt's for farming. Of course, dirt racers would tell you that asphalt is for getting to the track.
4 15-lap heat races will determine the starting lineup for Sunday's Food City Dirt Race. Michael?
It'll be a sight to see when NASCAR drivers finally hit the dirt at Bristol Motor Speedway. It'll be a great show on television, but nothing like being right here in the grandstands. And the 30,000 race fans that were lucky enough to get a ticket here, they're counting down to the green flag.
Lindy Brandis has been a season ticket holder since 2010. She still vividly remembers her first trip to Bristol in '08.
There it was. Bristol, the last greatest Coliseum. I still get goosebumps when we top that hill. It's just like it's coming home.
Now the 2021 spring race will be one of a kind. A dirt track at BMS.
It's a total different element because everybody is going to be, it's new, it's exciting. We got dirt at Bristol, something that's not happened in a decade.
Over 50 years since the Cup Series last raced on dirt, and it's happening on Bristol's high banks.
Oh my gosh, it's in March. There's going to be rain. It would be a mud fest instead of a dirt race.
Twice a year, the sport of NASCAR descends on Bristol, Tennessee, with some extra excitement this spring.
Man, you throw some dirt in there and you put some inexperienced Cup drivers in a dirt car and I can't wait to see it. I'm counting down the time.
And that time is finally almost here. The green flag for the Food City Dirt Race drops on Sunday at 3:30. Kenny?
When NASCAR returns to its dirt track racing roots, capacity will be limited at the Bristol Motor Speedway. Tickets for Sunday's Food City Dirt Race are sold out. But you don't have to miss the action. You can watch the Food City Dirt Race this Sunday on Fox. The Bristol Motor Speedway kicks off its 60th anniversary celebration with NASCAR drivers hitting the dirt for the first time in more than 50 years. But this is not the first time Bristol has dabbled in dirt.
This was the premier stage for dirt racing.
Bristol Motor Speedway is hoping for a repeat performance, the past and future of dirt racing at Thunder Valley, coming up on Trackside at Bristol.
Welcome to the big leagues, where our go-kart all-stars take personal shopping to the next level. They always bring their A game, so you get groceries carefully selected specifically for you. These are passionate professionals, ensuring every fruit and vegetable, every cut of meat is exactly the way you like it. This is plump. That is juicy. And this is lean. Order go-kart curbside pickup online for personal shopping at the highest level.
Make your day sweet and easy with a refreshingly cool McCafe iced coffee. Sweetened just right with your choice of flavor and a splash of cool cream. Perfectly paired with any of our bakery sweets. Get any size iced coffee for $1.69. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Hey guys, Stephen Grindstaff with Grindstaff Kia in Johnson City, Tennessee. We have the 2021 Kia Sportage. Kia is now offering 0% interest for 75 months. That's no interest. We also have the 2021 Kia Sorento, brand new, completely redesigned, offered in a hybrid this year. Also, 3 rows of seating with available caption chairs in the center. Come see us at Grindstaff Kia. Let us show you what family's about.
Does your concrete look like this? Team Red Coatings can install beautiful Rhino flooring by Rhino Linings that is slip resistant and easy to clean. Team Red Coatings can transform your garage, basement, pool, or patio in as little as 1 day. It is ready to walk on in as little as 4 hours and backed by an industry-leading 15-year warranty not to chip or peel. Beautiful, durable, and naturally tough. Team Red Coatings, Rhino flooring, decorative concrete finishes. Call us today for a free estimate.
Take a break at McDonald's and try a bakery sweet like a cinnamon roll or apple fritter. Pair one with a fresh brewed sweet tea. Large teas are served in an insulated cup that keeps your tea cold. Get any size sweet tea for $1. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Well, NASCAR got started on dirt, and for the first time in 50 years, the sport will return to its roots at Bristol Motor Speedway. Now, this moment might be historic, but this isn't Bristol's first rodeo on dirt.
We're going to be making some modern-day history here, modern-era history, if you will.
This monumental moment has massive momentum.
It's going to be interesting is the best word.
It's going to be just survival.
I know the fans have been asking for a dirt race.
Fan interest is worldwide. It is overwhelming because this is something that a couple generations have not seen, which is the Cup Series race on dirt.
The Food City Dirt Race marks the first time Cup Series drivers will sprint on soil in 50 years.
There's a couple generations of fans that didn't see Richard Petty and Cale Yarborough and David Pearson race on dirt. And they want to see Kyle Busch and Kyle Larson and Kevin Harvick and all this generation of drivers race on dirt.
Now, it's been 5 decades since the Cup Series was on this slippery surface, but Bristol was dressed in dust not too long ago, hosting the World of Outlaws series at the turn of the century.
Dirt racing has excelled tremendously. When we had the Dirt Series here 20 years ago, this was the premier stage for dirt racing. Bristol was it was the nicest, it was the fastest, it was the cleanest, it was everything. So it was kind of like the Cadillac of NASCAR tracks.
And this luxurious venue will expect another smooth run when it makes modern era history.
Also, Bristol Motor Speedway made history back in 2016 when it hosted Battle at Bristol. Nearly 157,000 people packed the last great Coliseum to see a football game between Virginia Tech and Tennessee. Today, another transformation is complete and dirt track racing will take place this weekend. This is Trackside at Bristol.
Welcome to the big leagues, where our go-kart all-stars take personal shopping to the next level. They always bring their A game, so you get groceries carefully selected specifically for you. These are passionate professionals, ensuring every fruit and vegetable, every cut of meat is exactly the way you like it. This is plump. That is juicy. And this is lean. Order Go-Kart curbside pickup online for personal shopping at the highest level.
East Coast Wings & Grill has reopened and is safer than ever. We take great care to provide you with the best experience, the freshest food, most delicious food, and the safest environment for both you and our team. Come on in. We can't wait to see you at East Coast Wings & Grill.
What does comfort mean to you? A cool breeze on a scorching day, a cozy corner on a cold night, or knowing every room of the house is as inviting as the next? Comfort means more than just the temperature, and the people who invented modern air conditioning keep inventing new ways to make you comfortable, like cool cash rebates of up to $1,650. Carrier, turn to the experts.
Carrier, turn to the experts. Kingsport Heating and Air Conditioning.
But remember, we're not comfortable until you are.
At East Coast Wings & Grill, we've adapted to safely serve you during these times. Amazing food and drinks, plus you can enjoy a family-friendly experience and watch your favorite team, driver, or event modified for the safety of all. We can't wait to see you at East Coast Wings & Grill.
Dozens of NASCAR Cup Series drivers will hit the dirt at Bristol Motor Speedway this weekend, but only one will make it to Victory Lane.
And just like Sprinkles, Victory Lane is for winners, but you know it's going to be a battle just to get there.
One by one, drivers will fight the dust in front of a reduced crowd, a sold-out crowd of 30,000.
You do not have to miss out on the action. The Food City Dirt Race airs Sunday at 3:30 on Fox.
When dirt racing concludes at the end of April, the next big task for Bristol Motor Speedway, cleanup.
Officials tell us removing the dirt is a fairly quick process. They scoop it up and haul it away. They say the hard work is cleaning the grandstands and the lights.
They estimate it will take about a month to get the facility ready for NASCAR's September return.
But no one will walk away clean this weekend. I'm Kenny Hawkins along with Jesse Crawl and Michael Epps. Thanks for joining us on Trackside at Bristol.